relationship special, and next up we're talking about navigating queer and intersectional relationships with the host of the series Dating Unlocked, Yaz, who I've just met and I love already. What has the dating scene been like for you recently, Yaz?
Well, recently I have come out as non-binary, and I've been out as queer for a long time, but coming into dating with a much stronger understanding of my identity has been refreshing and challenging as well. I've found that throughout the pandemic, as I was coming out, and a lot of people were as well, that people have accessed a lot of new language, and so that's made communication around people's desires a lot, I think, better, and so that's been really incredible to kind of witness. And I found that people have been feeling particularly flirty and frisky still, perhaps as a result of lockdown. So a lot of people that I'm just going out and meeting are really excited to connect and meet. The dating apps are definitely heavily populated right now. There are lots of people who are open to dating right now, so it's been fun.
I like that everyone wants to be outside and flirty and, you know, single and willing to mingle, right? So talk to me a little bit about the intersectionality of your identity and then approaching dating, knowing that there are all these different parts to your identity.
Totally. So because I'm non-binary, queer, bisexual, Middle Eastern, as well as polyamorous, there are a lot of parts of my identity that are really important to be witnessed, and you know, meeting someone who is going to be understanding or part of the communities that I'm a part of is going to be integral to a successful relationship in my mind. So I try to be as upfront as possible, as soon as possible, about what my identities are and what it is that I'm looking for, so that I can just kind of make things happen as quickly as possible and not waste anybody's time. So when it comes to being on a dating app, I'm just gonna list my identities right there within the in-app features. But if I'm meeting somebody in person, I'm just gonna let them know about my identity right away so that we can figure out if it's gonna be a good fit or not. Because I would not be able to be with a monogamous person, for example.
And you're getting good results from that, from being very upfront right off the bat.
Yeah, I tend to be very forward in general, and it's something that I've noticed that people are pretty appreciative of. I think people are tired of the games.
Absolutely.
It's boring. It gets boring.
Well, it's boring and it's tricky and then it's disappointing.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I think being upfront is a great way to be out there dating and navigating. You're finding it, you know, we were talking before the show, you're finding it safer now to be out and use the language that identifies you. What do you think that's about? Why do you think you're feeling safer now, sort of being very upfront about who you are and what you're looking for?
Again, I think it has something to do with an influx of people who are feeling like it's okay to come out. The number of queer people has not changed by any means. It's just that we get to be louder about it, more vocal about it. So just there being a larger community in general means that there's more protection and there's more of us to kind of lean on and support one another. And there's also been more queer-based events and spaces and things that have been coming up recently. So more spaces that are kind of exclusive to us. Meeting one another has been a treat.
Now, what would you suggest for folks that want to get out there and have intersectional identities and they want to be safe while they date? Because safety is still a thing.
Totally. I'd say that my top recommendations would be to go into whatever spaces already exist that are catered towards queer people, polyamorous people, people of color, whatever it is that your identity is in line with. Finding spaces that are exclusive to those already and then asking for recommendations. So, for example, myself, I might go into a local sex store and talk to the people who work there because they're likely to have lots and lots of recommendations. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, these places are all your friends, and the algorithm starts to feed you more of the types of things that you're looking for. So if you are from Winnipeg and you're looking for queer events in Winnipeg, in the TikTok bar, I would literally search queer events Winnipeg and just start showing up. And I'd also recommend looking for dating apps that are specific to the types of relationships that you're looking for. And even if you're on a dating app, doesn't necessarily mean that you're looking for a romantic or sexual or intimate relationship. You could say that you're just looking for friends, but finding one that's specific to you and the kinds of communities you're hoping to be a part of, I think is a great way to start.
Okay, this is great advice. I want to talk a little bit about polyamory because I think it's something we're hearing more about. As you say, always existed, might be a new part of your identity. How are you finding navigating those relationships?
Totally. So I've been in a long-term polyamorous relationship for about 4 years now, a relationship that started as polyamorous.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to go through all of the challenges of opening up a pre-existing monogamous relationship. Totally possible, but comes with its own set of challenges.
Yeah.
Some of the things that I've noticed throughout the relationship have been the importance of setting relationship agreements, coming to some kind of understanding of what navigating jealousy or triggers are going to be like for you. It's been a lot of, oh, wow, that's a really tough moment. How am I going to have a conversation about this with my partner or all the other people who might be involved in this situation? How am I going to take care of myself? How much is this my own work to be done versus something that I can ask somebody else to kind of adjust for me? So it's been an incredible journey of self-reflection and naming desires, undoing some of the heteromononormative scripts that we've been taught about desire, relationship escalator. It's been a whole undoing and incredible process, but definitely has come with its own challenges.
Are you constantly checking in?
Oh.
The members of a polyamorous relationship constantly checking in to see how things might be changing. Maybe your boundaries are changing. Maybe what you need is changing.
Tracy, it's constant.
Constant.
You are constantly having conversations. Sometimes it gets very tiring. There are logistical elements that you could imagine being in a polyamorous relationship.
Yeah.
Scheduling, changing boundaries, new partners. It's a lot to keep up with, but
Yeah.
so long as you are committed to just trying and finding fun and exciting ways to have these conversations, I think it's a good start.
You seem to be having fun in the dating world, and this is good for everyone to see. So there's some fun involved, right?
Totally.
Yes?
There's lots and lots of fun to be had.
Great fun, great advice. Thank you for that. I'm excited for you and your journey, and I hope we'll be able to talk to you again on Cityline.
I'd love to.
Fantastic.